Hello, my name is Natalie Haber, and this is my ACE Media Studies reflection on the project we had to do. Along with my partner Beatrice, our production company was known as Tennis Ball Studios. Our final project, Serious Bands, is a short comedic film about a rubber band company named as such. A little background would be Serious Bands is a rubber band company that is not doing very well in their sales after a new monopoly arose. Notorious for their constant press coverage involving the disappearance of several employees during the years, the company continues to bid a bittersweet farewell to people who do not contribute innovative ideas to improve the revenues and sales. Rather aloof and socially inept new intern Arnold has no notion of the nefarious stigma surrounding the company. Taking a glance into Arnold's second week at the internship, the film focuses on Arnold's lack of an avant-garde, groundbreaking, innovative strategy as personally requested by the austere CEO, Mr. Serious. Despite being inconspicuously signaled to his ultimate fate, Arnold remains ignorant to all signs and coincidences that lead to his demise. He eventually falls into the hands of Mr. Serious and pays the subsequent sacrifice for not being good enough. Mr. Serious, with a phobia to anything merely average, has plenty of blood on his hands. Eliminating anyone who does not prove themselves to perform to his high standards, Arnold is next on his hit list. The first question would be, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Tennis Ball Studios produced a simple film that can surely be deemed as controversial to some regarding the themes of violence present. The idea of a company who tortures their employees due to lack of ideas themselves spawned from a sudden stroke of genius. Having a deadline for a film pitch due the next day, the thought of a teacher failing us, or like in the movie Killing Us, due to a lack of set assignment was enough to fuel our creative side. The film interprets the mundane working environment that the majority of middle-class America faces. A desk job. Working in an office sitting at a desk for hours on end is lethal to the human mind. It is torture within itself, to one's health and intuition. It numbs the vivid spirit we are all born with. This film takes a twist out of the usual day in an office setting and turns it into a whimsy, sarcastic, comedic, psychological film. Second question would be, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? Well, being that my film is heavily influenced by the popular American television show known as The Office, it would resonate amongst the younger audiences. This film, as a whole, was meant to be more sarcastic than anything. I feel that in today's society, which is taken over by social media, such an ironic project would come across as popular. With some elements of violence, this film is meant for a younger audience who will relate more rather than an older audience because of the young actors performing in it. Also, the dialogue can come across as witty, meant because it is supposed to be so sarcastic, and it's supposed to be a play on the usual day at an office, the boring aspect of it, which can actually cause depression amongst many people. Third question would be, how did your production skills develop throughout the project? Being in charge of such a project made me feel respect towards professional filmmakers. The time, patience, creativity, and organization, and passion especially, that is required to make an actual production is something to admire. I really did enjoy planning, directing, and editing. Seeing my project come to life was a fascinating experience, although it did end up differently than what I thought it would be. Personally, I believe that improvisation and risk-taking is crucial to the authenticity of a creative masterpiece. From improvising lines during filming to stepping out of one's comfort zone, this project made me realize how much I like doing film-related activities. Being able to work without all the resources that we thought we would have, like camera and equipment, like this just, it made it a challenge, but everyone needs a challenge in their life. Everyone needs obstacles. It takes organization and planning to get everyone together on the same schedule in order to film, and it takes many shots and takes and over. It takes determination to be able to do something creative, do something with passion. It's much easier doing any other project, writing an essay or something, but being able to produce something that's original, that's trying to break ground, it really does challenge the mind, and and yeah, it can cost obstacles or like fights trying to come up with an idea or a production schedule or how how the film is gonna look. But in the end, it's all worth it. The hassle is definitely worth it. Okay, so next question would be, how did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, online, software, hardware, and online in this project? Although my group lacked professional equipment such as even a simple camera, a tripod, or microphones, the editing software I used made the final project look composed and sleek. The whole filmed the whole film the whole thing was filmed with an iPhone 7 Plus while using an app called Hyperlapse. The app was used to stabilize the images being recorded. The Foley sounds were recorded using an iPhone 7 camera with the microphone and the standard Apple earbuds. As for the various editing software used, it was mainly Final Cut Pro X and the Adobe Creative Cloud. Despite not having the best equipment, I believe that the final product looks just as good as it could have been with some fancy camera. In the end, what truly matters is the skill of the person behind the camera rather than the equipment itself. Thank you very much for listening to my podcast.